Hello and welcome to the show, and welcome to Sharp Practice in Poland. This is a second standalone game based on the Battle of Golymin on the 26th of December 1806. The Russian force consists of 3 groups of skirmishers and 3 groups of Cossacks. One of those groups of Cossacks are peasants. The French advancing column has 2 groups of line, 2 groups of voltigeurs and 2 groups of hussars. The Russians are led by Ivan Tobiakok and Boris Krotchich, who are in charge of the Jaegers, Alexei Groynich, Pavel Sakic and Viktor Vajic, who are in charge of the Cossacks. The French have Capitaine Henri Flambé, Paul Bouillabaisse with the line, Lemmy Martin with the voltigeurs, and Marcel Soufflet and Hugo Fondu with the hussars. My additional rules for Cossacks remains the same, but peasant Cossacks are more likely to plunder the dead. This map is taken from Napoleon's campaign in Poland, 1806 to 1807 by F. Lorraine Petre. Russian forces are drawn up in defence of Golymin to the west, southwest and southeast. French forces are advancing accordingly. I'll be concentrating on the Russian left flank, which is on the southeastern side of Golymin on the road to Bultusk. So zooming into the map, we see the French cavalry arriving on the road, Russian infantry in the marshes either side of the road, and Russian cavalry to the front of them. And here it is set up on the table with Golymin to the right and the French advancing from the left up the road. In an extract from my source book, Napoleon's Campaign in Poland, the French bore back the Russian horsemen in confusion towards Golymin, but in doing so fell into a trap. The marshes on either side were filled with Russian infantry standing up to their waists in the bog, safe from any cavalry attack. From their fire, the French suffered heavily. To simulate this in the scenario, I'm going to give the Russians 3 deployment points in the marshes. That will be for the Jaegers only, and the other deployment marker will be for the Cossacks at the northern end of the road. The French will have just 1 deployment marker on the southern end of the road, and their cavalry must deploy first. This is in effect the defence in depth scenario, and to win the French must move off the table to the right hand side of the board. Both sides will have a force morale of 10. From a ground perspective, cavalry can only operate in a narrow strip either side of the road. They cannot enter the marshes, which are classified as really heavy going. All infantry movement is reduced by 2 pips per dice. All formations are broken moving through this terrain. This is the view from the Russian Cossack position down the road. Very flat land here. Obviously we've got the marshlands on either side of the road. One of the ambush sites here where the Jaegers will be, and the other one here, and another one there. So just in the marshland where the cavalry from the French can't go, but certainly the line or indeed the voltigeurs could. Alright, first turn, away we go. Blue card, blue flag, and red leader 5. That is Viktor Vajic. He's with the Cossacks. He'll not do anything at the moment. I've a mind to get the Cossacks as a formation again. Red leader 3, that's Jaegers, not yet. And again, not yet. In fact, sorry, 3 was one of the Cossack leaders. Leader 1, no. Red flag. Red leader 1, no. Red flag. Leader 5, that is finally Hugo Fondu with some of the hussars. Well, they will come on. And they've got to come on first, really, because that is going to initiate the ambush. So they'll come thundering up the road. They think they've got the Cossacks on the run because they've evaded and disappeared. That's effectively the scenario we've got. Red flag, again nothing. Leader 4, that is Marcel Soufflet with the other hussars. Huzzah and hurrah. I will come straight up behind the others. Pavel Sakic, no. That's poor Bouillabaisse, the sergeant, so he can't do anything at the moment. Blue flag. And Tiffin finally. Right, well that's it, end of round. French leader 2, Bouillabaisse, no. Red leader 1, that is Ivan to be a cock. He's one of the Jaegers, so I think I'm going to again just hold fire, literally. Cossacks, no. Red flag, blue flag. Oh, Tiffin, right, well, that is one of the Hussars moving. Well, I guess they're going to canter up the road. 6 plus 6, 12. Blue flag, red flag. Leader 4, Pavel Sakic, no. Oh, okay, French leader 1, Henri Flambe, he's on. That's a regular line infantry. Bouillabaisse. Leader 3 is the Voltigeurs, handy. So Lemmy Martin will bring his Voltigeurs on around the line and try and get push in front of them. Red flag. Blue leader 5, Hugo Fondue. Right, well, guess he doesn't want to canter too much. I think really he's got to slow to a walk. He's looking around him now. Don't want to get too far away from the rest of the cavalry. So he'll walk 2. There goes 6. Blue flag. Blue flag. Leader 4, Marcel Soufflet with the other Hussars. Well, they will canter up. They want to keep tabs with the other group of Hussars with Fondue. 11 plus 6, well, that'll get them right up behind. That's handy. Red leader 2, Boris Kropchich, right. I think it's time for an ambush, but I'm not going to use the ambuscade mechanism. Okay, you're not allowed to deploy within 12 inches of the enemy. So they've got to come in here, which is literally on their deployment point. And I think they'll open fire. We're at long range, but it's first fire, so that'll be negated. 8 dice hitting the front group here. 8 dice hitting on 4, 5, 6. Okay, all one formation. 5 hits. They're in the open, so that's 3 shock, and they'll reload. French cavalry there just been hitting the left flank by the Jaegers lurking in the marshes. Red flag. Oh, red leader 3. Well, that's one of the Cossack leaders. No action at the moment. Red leader 1, Ivan Tabiakok. All right, again, got to be more than 12 inches away. So that puts him here. And he will tell both groups to fire and reload. I'm going to roll them all together. 12 dice hitting on 4s, first fire. That's pretty good. And they are in the open. So that is going to be 4 shock and 1 kill. Up to 7 shock. Is the kill on Bouillabaisse? No, it's not, so a trooper gone. Ooh, red lead 5 Cossack. Well, those cavalry are very heavily shocked. But Victor Vajic cannot control. That's the peasant Cossacks. I think I'll leave him for the moment. There we go, Tiffin. Right, everybody's moved. End of turn. Red flag. Red leader 4, Pavel Sakic. Blue flag. Red flag. Blue flag. Marcel Soufflet. So I'm thinking for the Hussars, they've seen this lot get hammered to start with. They lost a trooper and they're milling around in a bit of shock. So he is going to about turn, I think. Yeah, he's going to walk about turn 6 and keep his powder dry. Blue leader 2, Bouillabaisse, no action, blue flag. And Tiffin. Okay. So French will go first. They've got 3 cards. Right, first of all, this lot will retire. Same as Souffle. They go 9, which basically put them straight up behind the others. I'll get the 2 Voltigeurs to activate. Front one, go 13. And rear group, go 11. So this group of Jaegers here will open fire at long range at the rear of these. 6 dice, hitting on 5s and 6s, 1 hit. Shock is doubled, but that's a miss. They reload. And the same with this group of Jaegers, again long range. In fact, it's only 6s to hit. So 6 dice, 1 hit. In the open. That is a kill. Is it on the leader? It is. Now I've got to roll to see what happens to Fondue, which I've got in the first game actually. 6. Light wound, but he's down to 0 rated leader now. Fondue. No more shock though, which is good. End of turn. Right. Blue leader 5 is Fondue. Well, he can't do anything. The other Hussars are in the way. Red flag. And Tiffin. Right, so 1 unit to move for the Russians. Right, so this lot are going to try and move forward in the marsh. 1 dice, -2. They don't go. Right, so that's their free move. I suppose I'll do the same again. Fire and reload. Hitting on 6s. 1 hit. What's the damage? It's 2 shock. Right, now there's 7 of them with 9. Right, so they've got to retire 2 inches. There isn't 2 inches on this side, or indeed that side, because that's sort of towards the Jaegers, so they're going to have to go through that lot. Barge their way through. And they'll give them 2 shock. I think I've done that right. End of turn. Not end of turn. Bad things happen. 6. -1. French are on 9. Red leader 1. Right, I think to be a cock here is just going to tell his 2 groups to fire. They're still in range. They'll fire and reload, hitting on 6s. That's 2 hits. But shock is doubled in the open. So that's 2 shock. So they're up to 4. Blue leader 1, Henri Flambe. They're on the road, so that's 3 dice. It's going to get very chaotic here for the French soon. They go 8. Red flag. Blue leader 5 is Hugo Fondue. He's going to get his gang over here out the way of the advancing infantry. He can go 2 dice +6. Yep, so that's 13. Red flag. Red flag. Blue flag. That is a movement random event. 9. Now it's no effect. But I've got 3 red flags here. I think I'm going to use those for the Russians. I might not get another chance for a while. This is old Cock and his 2 groups of Jaegers. He'll just open fire on the last group of Hussars with Souffle there before they disappear. Long range, just hitting all 6s. Oh dear, 1 hit again. Rubbish. What would you expect at that long range? Right, in the open. 1 shock, 2 shocks, they're up to 6. Red leader 4. That's Sakic with the Cossacks. I think I've got to bring them on actually. They'll have to come on as an individual formation. So here he is, Sakic, thundering down the road trying to get hold of the cavalry there, whilst they've still got some shock on them. They've probably missed their chance. Probably been a bit slow there. Ooh, Tiffin. Right, 1 blue card. Right, that has to be Souffle's gang. Again, they'll follow these chaps over here and they'll be out of range once they move. So they'll probably just walk, otherwise it'll be absolute chaos. 7, that's perfect. That's the cavalry, tails between the legs. They'll have to go away and get rallied. Meanwhile, the Voltigeurs and line are moving up to take on the Jaegers. Right, blue flag. Blue flag. Red leader 5. That is Viktor Vajic. Yep, well, he's coming on. And this is the peasant Cossacks that come straight up behind the regular Cossacks, if there is such a thing. Blue flag, that's 3. 4. Red leader 4. Well, that's Sakic. Are you going to move them forward at a walk? Or do I just leave them there? Might just leave them there. Of course, their straggler needs to get in. Forgot about him earlier. Red flag. Red flag. Leader 2. Boris Krotchich. Well, here he is. The cavalry are now out of range. The Voltigeurs are in range. They're clearly long range, so that's 6s to hit. But I might move forward in the marsh, or attempt to. 1 dice, -2. They go 1 inch. Right, not overly useful. They might as well fire, though, with the Voltigeurs. So, 6 dice, hitting on 6s. All misses. And they will reload. Red leader 2. Poor Bouillabaisse, can't do anything. Leader 5. Hugo Fondue, well, that's handy. Yeah, I'll pick up 2 cards, get them to move, but also take off a point of shock. I'll gradually whittle that shock down. They will walk. Another 8. Tiffin. Right, the Russians go first. This group will move forward 4 inches, and the other group 1 inch. Left hand group are just in range. They will fire 1 hit. Light cover, no effect. Right, I'll get this lot out of the way. 5, 6. And I'll move this Voltigeur group up 2 dice. 12. That puts them just in range, long range, of the Cossacks coming down the road. So they're going to open fire, first fire, hitting on 5s and 6s. And that one a bit cocky. Oh, just the 1 hit. In the open though. 1 shock. And that will keep the Cossacks at bay. And the other group of Voltigeurs will come up here as well. We'll try to. 3. No. Right, we'll go that other move. Another 1. They're obviously not very keen. They need to be unloaded. Red flag. Leader 3. Okay, finally, Alexei Groinich is on with the remainder of the Cossacks. And he's got 2 command initiatives, so he will join up with this lot for 1 and take a point of shock off. I think he can do that. 2. So they are now all 1 formation, not the peasants yet. Tiffin, okay. 1 Russian unit. Right, so these Jaegers here will move 1 dice. They will go 1 inch, which is just enough to get into close range. And they will fire at these. 4, 5, 6 to hit. 2 hits. Light cover. 1 shock. No effect. They will reload. Red leader 1 is to be a cock, and he's got his Jaegers moving. So you will tell that lot to move forward. They don't move. So they'll fire at long range at those Voltigeurs, hitting on 6s. All miss and reload. His group will move now. Well, they don't. They will fire and reload. 6s. 1 hit. No effect. Blue flag. Blue flag. Red leader 2. Boris Crotchich. Right. They are close range, so they will fire, hitting on 4, 5, 6. That is a little bit better. 4 hits. Soft cover for the Voltigeurs. Oh dear, disaster. Okay, and reload for the Jaegers. French leader 2. Bouillabaisse, you can't do anything. Blue flag, that's 3. Leader 3. Lemmy Martin with the Voltigeurs. Right, now of course, I think he's out of command range of them now. It's only 6 inches. Yes, so I'll have to, that's a shame. Right, well here we go. I'll pay a flag, you're now in range, so he'll tell them to move up and they're going to come here. 2 dice. Would have been better. So they'll use their last movement 5. Alright, so we've got a Voltigeur screen now. And with his other command initiative, he will reload and fire. So they'll be unloaded again at the Cossacks. 6 dice, hitting on 6s, 2 hits. There'll be 1 on that group on the left as we look. 1 shock and 1 on the other one. Nothing. Red flag. Red leader 5 is Viktor Vajic, who's the peasant Cossack. So I'm thinking for a command initiative, he'll just get them to join up. So they are now 1 formation, and Groinich is in charge. Blue leader 4, Marcel Souffle. He'll take off 2 points of shot with his hussars. They're down to 4. Red flag. Blue flag. Red leader 3. Well, that's Groinich, so all you can do is take that point of shock off the Cossacks and tiff in. So for the French, the line will advance. They're still on the road, so it's 3 dice. And that is 13. And the other unit will be these Tsars who will just turn themselves around and start getting themselves sorted. So there's a mass of Cossacks there. As soon as they get any shock though, they break formation, so that's pretty rubbish. They've got some Jaegers there. They're starting to have a firefight with the Voltigeurs and the other Jaegers here on the French right. Although the Russians have driven off the French cavalry with a lot of shock, I can't help but feel they have missed an opportunity. Anyway, and the French are getting themselves sorted. Right, first cut up of new turn is blue flag, red flag, blue leader 3, Lemmy Martin with the Voltigeurs. Right, he'll tell this lot to fire at the Jaegers to the left. There'll be a reload fire, 6 dice, hitting on 4s. That is a nice 4 hits. So I'm thinking that the Jaegers will be hard cover. They're in marsh, which is going to be soft cover, and they're skirmishers, so it's up 1 again. So it's 5 shock, 6 kill. Well, there we go, 2 kill. Is one of the kills on Boris? No, it's not. And the other group of Voltigeurs will be firing at these Jaegers. Close range. First fire, actually. They'll be hitting on 3s. Well, 5 hits. Again, hard cover. Oh, that's no effect. Shame. French leader 1. Well, there he is. 3 dice of movement. He's going to go just straight up behind the Voltigeurs, no further. I'll roll that, but yeah. And the reason is I don't want to push them out and make them vulnerable to the Jaegers and the cavalry at the moment. Red flag. Blue leader 4, Souffle. That's another 2 points of shock off. They're down to 2. Red leader 4. He won't be doing anything at the moment. That's Sakic. Blue leader 5. Tell you what, he's going to pick that up and take off a point of shock. It'll be a slow journey to bring them back from all that shock. 3 reds there. Right, I'm going to use 2 to sharp practice. It's 1 firing action, so it's this group here, firing at these voltigeurs, 4s to hit. That's 2 hits. Light cover, 1 shock. Blue leader 2, Sergeant Bouillabaisse, can't do anything. Blue flag, red leader 2, Boris Krotchich. Well, that's a reload fire for the Jaegers. He will pick up the red flag, so he's status 2, so he'll direct fire. Hitting on 4s. Dreadful. 1 hit. Light cover. Nothing. And they remain unloaded. Blue flag, 3 of them now. Right, 2 flags. I'll sharp practice them. They will fire at these Jaegers here. 6 dice. Hitting on 4s and above. 4 hits. Again, hard cover though. 5 shock, 6 kill. So 1 shock, 1 kill. There's no leader with them. And Tiffin. But all the French have moved, so good round for them. End of turn. Alright, first card up, red flag. Blue leader 3, Lemmy Martin. Right, old Lemmy Martin then. He needs to get his skirmishers basically out the way to give room for the line. So he's going to tell this group to come over here in the marsh. 1 dice. They go 2. They will reload and fire. Hitting on 4s. Oh, disaster. Nothing. And he'll get his other group to move over here. They move 4. They'll reload and fire. And I'll fire at the Jaegers. Again, hitting on 4s. And yeah, 1 hit. All of a sudden, the voltigeurs are doing rubbish on the shooting. And it's 5 shock, 6 kill. Oh, it's a kill. Is that on Krotchich? No. Another Jaeger goes, though. I should have put Lemmy over there. Red leader 5. That is Vajic with the peasants. He's not going to do anything. Leader 5. He can't do anything. Blue flag. Oh, blue leader 1. Henri Flambe. Right, I'll tell you what. He make him a bold move to get up here, get into line as soon as he can, and then start smashing the Cossacks. He's been given his orders. I think he's got to go for it. That is 13. It's bold. It might be reckless. But it's certainly brave. Ooh, Tiffin. The Russians will go first. So to be a cock now is going to activate, get these 2 groups of Jaegers to slam a couple of volleys into the side of Flambe as he's come up there. It's 11 dice, hitting on 4s. Which is 2 hits on each group. They're in the open. 2 shock. Front group. 1 shock. And the Jaegers over here will reload fire. 3 dice. The voltigeurs, that's cocky, hitting on 4s, 1 hit only. They are now in hard cover, so that's no effect. Red leader 5, he can't do anything. Blue flag, red flag. Ooh, now. Right. Flambe picks up a flag. Status 4. So, status 4. So he's going to tell this lot to get into line. Which you don't have to roll for because they're close. So that point of shock will go. So that's 1. Point of shock gone 2. 3. And they will present. Red flag. Blue flag. Well, tell you what, there's a sharp practice crying out here. This group are going to fire into the French line from the flank / rear. 5 dice hitting on 4s. Ooh, look at that, 1 hit only. And that'll be on this near group in the open. Useless. And they're unloaded. Ooh, Tiffin. French might have got away with this. One of their groups to move, end of turn. And it's going to be this lot to reload and fire at this group of Jaegers. So 6 dice hitting on 4s. 3 hits. Hardcover. 5 shock, 6 kill, no effect. Well, the big face-off here, the Cossacks can charge in because the French have 1 point of shock. But as soon as that shock comes off, they can't. And if the French get a devastating controlled volley off, I think the Cossacks will just run away. So it's a big standoff at the moment. Who's going to go first? Red leader 3. Oh my word. Cannot believe it. It's Alexei Groinich. He's going to muster his Cossacks and get in. I just realised, of course, they are stationary. Oh dear. I might have messed this one up. What can they do? They can walk. Alright, they walk with 1 dice. I can't charge in at a walk. Oh god, they've gone 6. Right. Oh, so be it. This might be a big disaster for them. Balls of steel as the Cossacks walk up, ready to canter in. Can they get a chance? Ooh, okay. That is Crutchich. They've got their own little skirmisher battle over here. It's reload fire, 3 dice, hitting on 4s. That's 2 hits. Hard cover. 2 shock, okay. Better than nothing. Whoa, would you believe it, Tiffin? End of turn. Cossacks may have got away with this. Red flag. I have not doctored the pack. Leader 3. That is Groinich with the Cossack formation. He'll pick that up as well. Extra card, they're in. Well, it's 2 dice plus 6, so I better just roll, but that's it, they're in. Right. In he goes. Okay, it's 26 dice for the Cossacks. Looking for 5s and 6s. That's not a bad hit. There's 20 for the French. They were presented and loaded. That's a pretty good return. Dear oh dear, look at this. That was a 6. 6. Right. Sort that out. Right, believe it or not, that is 9 kills per side. But it's a lot more shock for the Cossacks. They've got 2 points of shock for each of the groups. And 3 kills per each of the groups. And the French will get 2 points of shock, 1 per group. And I'll take a 4 and a 5 kill off each group. So I'll work that out. Before I do the normal casualties, I'll do the hits on leaders. There's definitely 1 hit on the French. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is old Sergeant Bouillabaisse. What's happened to him? He is knocked out. So that's 1 of the kills is him. And 2 are under. There's another hit, but that isn't the case. So it's an equal hit for all 3 leaders for the Cossacks. It's Groinich, he's got it. What's happened to him? He is wounded. So that's that there. Right, I'll sort the rest out. Right, so just check there's no excess shock for anybody, which there isn't. So I think they fight again, because that was even Stevens. So the Cossacks are still on 20 plus here. I'll work this out right. But there we go. Another devastating hit from them. That wasn't a 6. Just 8 dice for the French. They did pretty well from that. However, oh dear, look, that's 8 versus 4. Let's roll for the leaders. Who's going to get it this time for the French? Well, he's down anyway, so I don't suppose, well, I suppose he could. So he's got it again. So he was 0 rated, or what's happened to him? He is wounded again, so he's gone. Bouillabaisse dies. There's 6 points of shock. 3 that side. And 3 that side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, they're all gone. Oh dear. Henri Flambe is on his own. Right, let's see if one of the leaders from the Cossacks called it up. Yes, they have. Who is it this time? It is the other leader here. What's happened to him? He is knocked down. 3 points of shock and another 3 kill. Right, I did forget some bad things happened first time round. Firstly, it was a level 1 wounded 2 and a level 2 wounded for the Cossacks. 5. That was -1. So this time around, I've got a level 1 killed for the French with 6. That's -2. 2 groups wiped out. 3 and a 4. That's a total of 3 points. They're down to 4. And for the Cossacks, we had another leader there wounded. He's level 1 leader, 5, -1. So I think Flambe will be able to escape, actually. Runs away. What's the melee's going on? Everybody's dying around him. He's off. He goes 6. He might get run down in a moment. I think that is the end of combat. Whether I've done that quite right or not, I'm not quite sure. The Cossacks did well. They actually wiped out those 2 groups of line. Took a lot of shock and a fair few casualties. And I can't do anything. Oh, I do need a plunder roll. Yes, they do. Right. Well, I'd better roll separately. So that's that group. Yes, and the peasants even more so. Yes, they're all plundering the dead there, so they're out of the game effectively. Blue leader 5, well, he can't do anything. Red flag. Blue flag. Leader 1, well, Flambe will move over here and tell them to reload and fire at the Cossacks. Hitting on 4s, not brilliant. So 1 on the right hand group, oh, that's a kill, and 1 on the left hand group, oh, 2 kills. Wow, look at that. Let's check leaders on this side. No, so Cossack goes there, and on this side, yes. Let's roll because he's knocked out at the moment, knocked down. 6, he's wounded. Well, that's again, he's gone. So level 1 leader killed 6, -2, and the Russians are on 6. Good shooting, the Voltigeurs. Blue flag. Could have probably used some extra flags in there on that shooting. Leader 2, Boris Krotchich. These Jaegers will reload and fire here. That is 3 hits, hard cover, 5 shock, 6 kill, 1 shock. And Tiffin. End of turn. Russian and 2 French. So this group will activate. They will reload and fire at the Voltigeurs. 5 dice. Hitting on 4s. That's 4 hits. 5 shock, 6 kill. 1 shock. And this group of Voltigeurs will fire with 4 at the Jaegers over there. 4s to hit. 1 hit only. 1 shock. Blue flag. Blue flag. Red leader 2, Boris Krotchich. 3 dice hitting on these Jaegers here. 2 hits. Or Voltigeurs rather. And 2 kill. Now, is one of the kills on the leader, Lemmy? It is. Well, that's 1 of them gone. What's happened to Lemmy? He's wounded. Bad things happened. Level 2 leader, 6. -2. And the French are on 2. Leader 4, Souffle. Well, to be honest, he's not going to do much, is he? He'll take 2 points of shock off. That's the Hussars back in action, but they're miles behind. Leader 5, he'll take a point of shock off. Red flag. Red flag. Ooh, okay, Flambe. So he's going to pick up 2 cards. Flambe is going to get them to activate, reload fire, at the Cossacks. It's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 with him directing fire. Hitting on 4s. Wow, that's a big hit. 2 of the peasants at the back. Right, they're in the open, so that's 2 shock there. They're on 6. Need to work out our numbers in a minute. This group here, that's cocky. 2 shocks, so they're on 6. And the peasants at the back is 1 kill and 1 shock, so they're on 4. Is the kill on the leader? No. Alright, let's take a peasant away. We'll carry go back 1 inch per excess shock. So the peasants, there's 3 of them and the leader, so they will go back. The formation's broken anyway because they've got shock, so they will go back there. That's group obliged to withdraw. He should really be over there. So there's 4 there and 4 plus leader here. That makes sense. So they go back 2. And they go back 2. Three groups obliged to withdraw. I'll roll them all together. 4, 2, 1. That's only minus 1 point. The Russians are on 5. Well, I think that's the Cossacks out of the game now. Red flag. Red leader 1. Haven't seen him for a while. To be a cock. Well, he will activate the 2 groups. He'll tell them to fire for 1. Fire and reload. 5 dice hitting on 4s. 3 hits. 5 shock, 6 kill. 1 shock, 1 kill. Is the kill on Flambe? No. Volta gear goes. So to be a cock has just picked up 3 cards, so he's now level 5. He's used 1 for them, so you've got 4 left. You're going to tell him to move. They don't move. They will fire and reload. He will direct. So I think it's 11 dice. Hitting on 6s though because of the range. So 3 hits. Well, that's pretty good. 5 shock, 6 kill. 1 shock. Red flag. And tip in. End of turn. Russians can't do anything. Next round. Red flag. Leader 5. Victor Vajic. Well, he will just take a point of shock off. Leader 3. Lemmy Martin. Well, he's only got 1 dice, so he's going to tell him to fire. But he's going to tell him to fire at the Cossacks. I could try and get them to move, but they got 4 shock, so it's going to be minus 4, and it's minus 1. Well, if we get a 6, I suppose. Oh, God, I did as well. Right. Does that put them in close range? Oh, no, not quite. Okay, 3 dice hitting on 6. 1 hit. That'll be a pushback if they get some more shock. Oh, it's a kill. Right, let's see if old Matey's caught it up. No. So, here goes. 3, the 6, they rout. Wow. Game's not over yet. Go 11. That's about how things happen. 5, minus 2. And the Russians are on 3, and the French are on 2. Red flag. Flambe. Right, so it's reload for fire. But they will turn and face these Cossacks. I'll take a point of shock off. That won't make any difference. But he'll add his 3 dice because of direction. Well, again, I think they're going to move closer before they fire. They don't. Okay, fine. So again, 6 is required. That is no good. 1 misses. And they remain unloaded. Leader 4, Marcel Soufflet. There they are. They're going to walk and turn around. Can the cavalry actually come to the rescue? They go 6. Probably not, but you never know. I'll turn around there. And Tiffin, right, 2 units for the Russians to move. And I think realistically it's got to be these 2 here firing at Flambe's Voltigeurs. So it's a reload fire with 5 dice here. And they'll be hitting on 4s. That's 4 hits. And it's hard cover, so 5 shock, 6 kill. That's 1 kill, that's cocky. No, so 1 kill. Here's the kill on Flambe. No, it's not. A Voltigeur goes. And the other group of Jaegers is 6 of them. They're at long range. Need 6s. 2 hits. 5 shock, 6 kill. No effect. So command card wise, the French have 1 and the Russians have 2 at the moment. Force morale 3 for the Russians, 2 for the French. Oh, would you believe it? Souffle's up again. Oh, he's going to counter. 2 dice plus 6. Oh, that's not bad. 16. Thundering up the road. Look out, Cossacks. Here come the Hussars. Red leader 5. Victor Vajic. Right, I think he's got to control. They're plundering at the moment, so I think he's got to get them under control. He needs a 5-6. He gets it. Right, they're under control. He is going to retire. They will walk. 8. Blue leader 5. Hugo Fondu, 0 rated, so he's not going to do anything. Red card. Red card. Ooh, Flambe. Right, so Flambe will get them to move up first. Try and close this gap to close range. 6, less 2, less 2, less 4, so they only go 2 inches. Is that going to be enough? Oh, it is. It's close range now. So he will take a point of shock off, which he probably should have done beforehand, so they go forward a little bit more. Tell them to fire and direct fire. 7 dice. Hitting on 4s. Okay, 4 hits in the open. Three shock, 1 kill. Is the kill on the leader? No, it's not. But that is 3 with 9. They rout. That is 13. There they go. How things happen. 4. -1. Russians are on 2. Right, leader 3. Well, that's the Cossack leader there. And that's the Groinich, who's just run away, so I don't think he can do a lot, actually. He's wounded anyway. I'll save the flags for the Jaegers. Blue flag. Ooh, Tiffin. Right, it will be the Russians to go. And again, it's going to be these 2 units to fire. So 5 dice here. Reload fire, hitting on 4s. 4 hits. Hard cover. Nothing. And this lot here, 6. Also at close range. Hitting on 4s. 3 hits. 5 shock, 6 kill. 1 shock, 1 kill. Is the kill on Flambe? No. They're getting very thin on the ground under those Voltigeurs. End of turn. Alright, Tiffin. End of turn, end of chapter. Right, all reload. This might be a disaster for the Russians, I've just realised. These chaps are going to rout from the table. Leader goes with them. It's a level 2 leader routed. 4. is -2. And would you believe it, the Russians are on 0. These chaps go as well anyway. And they weren't routed. Well, can you believe it? Talk about getting a victory out of the jaws of defeat. That was extraordinary. Dodgy old Cossacks led the way there in running away and tipped the balance to the French, who were hit hard and have barely survived that, to be honest. The Jaegers will disappear back in the marshes and the rest of the Cossacks will disappear up the road. Well done, the French. Lucky. Indeed, a costly victory. Bouillabaisse killed, Lemmy Martin wounded, 16 line disappeared, 4 Voltigeurs and 1 Hussar. The Russians lost Pavel Sakic killed, Alexei Groinich was wounded, 4 Jaegers and 14 Cossacks, who obviously ran away and tipped the balance there. Well, what a nail-biter there. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. Lots of twists and turns, and it went right up to the wire. Right, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. I do have a small Russian campaign, which I'll be kicking off in a couple of weeks' time, so looking forward to that. And I hope you can join me then. That's it for now.